What's up, YouTube? I'm Brett from RANTS. As always, guys, if y'all enjoy our content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Alright, so for all of y'all like me that was disappointed by the Gina Carano firing by Lucasfilms, and that she won't be showing up in Season 3 of The Mandalorian, probably got some bad news, especially after the whole cancel Disney Plus thing's been going throughout the internet. I mean, it's basically been going viral. I don't personally know what how many people is canceled Disney Plus. I'm hoping it's a significant amount. I hope it's a significant amount. I know as for me, it's not such a big deal. Disney Plus isn't. Yes, I do enjoy The Mandalorian, but The Mandalorian in itself is not enough to keep me subscribed to Disney Plus. That's just me. You know, but you know, I don't mind going to somebody else's house and watching, I don't know, The Mandalorian. I don't mind something along those lines more than me having to literally subscribe to it and needing it. Now, granted, there is a lot of stuff on Disney Plus that I would be excited for my children. I like the whole nostalgia thing when it comes to these cartoons. It's a lot better than anything that's on Cartoon Network right now. You know, when you've got Darkwing Duck and Tailspin and all of those different shows on Disney Plus. I feel like they have an upper hand in that regard when it comes to family-wise. Of course, they've got Marvel and Star Wars. Let's face it, you can have a Star Wars Lego series and it would still probably do better than The Boys. That's just the way it is because there's so many Star Wars fans out there that, you know, these other shows just can't compete with it. Now, that being said, you know, Netflix does have some really quality shows. The Umbrella Academy is one of them. Umbrella Academy, but the Umbrella Academy just by itself is getting to be a brand that is that can rival something like a Marvel or a Star Wars to a certain extent, but it alone isn't going to be enough to keep people with a Netflix subscription. To me, it's not even enough for me to keep Netflix year round because I feel like I just don't enjoy a lot of the content that's off of it, which is kind of sad, but that's just the way it works. But let me go ahead and read y'all this story, and let me ask y'all this one question: do you believe that the whole subscriber count by 2026 is just a little bit inflated, and that they're not really taking into consideration other factors that might change in 5 years? You know, these streaming services might not even be around in 5 years. They might be all there is in 5 years. We don't know exactly. We don't know how many streaming services is just going to come out of nowhere. What shows are going to be hits. We don't know if Netflix is going to get maybe, I don't know, a new series that just breaks records. You know, Bridgerton's doing pretty good for them right now. So, I mean, these shows that are kind of just coming out of nowheres, we don't know. And we don't know if that will make people subscribe more to one than the other. So I kind of feel like it's a little bit inflated numbers, but it's still a really interesting aspect that this is what they are assuming is going to happen. It says right here, Disney Plus is projected to be the streaming service with the most global subscribers by 2026, beating current leader Netflix. The current, you know, what's going on, stranding many people at home searching for something to do, has benefited streaming companies. The last 2 years have seen new platforms like HBO Max, Peacock, and Apple TV Plus join the crowded streaming field to various degrees of success. Among the new offerings, Disney Plus has been one of the most successful. Disney Plus launched in November 2019 and just announced it has already reached 95 million subscribers. This beats its original target of 90 million subscribers in 4 years. The platform shows no signs of slowing down. Netflix, meanwhile, has been the standard bearer in streaming and currently has over 200 million global subscribers. However, that could change in a few short years. It says right here, according to Digital TV Research Report, THR, Disney Plus is projected to grow to 294 million global subscribers in 2026, just beating Netflix's projected 286 million. However, the only country in which Disney Plus will have more subscribers is India, where it's projected to have 98 million Disney Plus Hotstar subscribers in comparison to Netflix's 13 million. The report predicts other streaming services will trail far behind Disney Plus and Netflix, with Amazon Prime's video service reaching 184 million, HBO Max reaching 50 million, and Apple TV Plus reaching just 11 million in 2026. I'll go out on a limb and say I don't believe this. I just don't believe this, because it's not that I don't think that streaming services will do well. I actually do believe streaming services are the future. I believe we're going to start seeing more blockbuster films coming out on it. I believe that'll become the norm. That's the way I look at it. I don't think people in this day and age, and you can say, well, it's because of whatever. The reason why people aren't going to theaters. I think this past year has showed us one thing, is us as humans, we've changed. We're not the exact same. I don't think we will be the exact same after all of this. I don't believe that we're going to just not do all this stuff for a year and then return back to normal, even when everything will be back to normal. I don't believe that we'll just do that. I think the theater is dead. That's what I actually believe, and that's not good for these big name production companies that are wanting, these blockbuster hits. But at the same time, they found a little niche where they can make a lot of money off these streaming services, and I think that will work for them. Now, I feel like Disney Plus hasn't taken into consideration the cancel Disney Plus movement. I think people are very serious about it. I think people are. I don't believe it'll stop Disney Plus in its tracks. I don't believe that it will do that. I do believe that it will cause Disney Plus to not have the constant growth that it's thinking about having. I feel like anytime in this day and age where you're looking 5 years into the future and projecting what your income in 5 years will be, or your subscriber count in 5 years, is probably fool's gold, because you don't know what's going to be coming on the scene. You don't know what shows are going to be hits, what shows are not going to be hits. The Mandalorian has kind of brought Star Wars back to the forefront. But that doesn't mean that any of these other shows after The Mandalorian will do the exact same. There could be some kind of controversy that could cause the whole thing to collapse. Poor ratings on one of these shows could cause all these different Disney Plus series to just go down the drain when it comes to Star Wars or Marvel or whatever. So, I don't necessarily believe that Disney Plus will be leading the charge by that amount. I just don't even know if Disney Plus or any of these streaming services in the current form that they are right now are going to be around, at least in this current form. I think things are going to change in 5 years, just like things have changed in the last 5 years. In the last 5 years, we didn't think that streaming services would be that productive, but yet look at them now. Now they're the new thing, but 5 years from now there will be a new thing after that. So I kind of feel like they're projecting something of what they're wanting, but not actually the reality of the situation. I really had a lot of hope for Amazon Prime. Um, I thought Amazon Prime, because of The Boys, was really going to take off. But after seeing season 2 of The Boys, I'm kind of like, this show does have a ceiling to it. It's not one of those shows that's going to, take everything by storm and keep it. It's going to have its ups and downs, and there's only a certain amount of potential that it's got. Um, I kind of feel like with the Umbrella Academy, if there's one show that really could challenge, Marvel and Disney. I mean, not Marvel and Disney, but Marvel and Star Wars. When it comes to series wise, I think the Umbrella Academy is it. I think maybe the Umbrella Academy could, keep Netflix going. I believe it could maybe help grow its subscriber count. That's one of the shows that I believe that show alone would be enough to get people to subscribe to Netflix. I mean, that's my personal opinion, but that's not just necessarily my personal opinion as much as it's shown to be something that's very popular, and a show that really can stand toe to toe with these bigger franchises, these more known franchises. I personally don't have as much hope for the MCU in these series wise as what a lot of people do for it. I think that it kind of works I feel like WandaVision works, but I don't believe that these series, these MCU series, are going to be ever as popular as what the movies are going to be. I think WandaVision's new and unique, and that's what's garners people's attention. But I think once you start seeing, Loki and Falcon and Winter Soldier come out, you're going to start seeing more brands that we're familiar with when it comes to the movies, and it's not going to be as unique. And that's where we're going to see whether or not if Marvel's time has gone by. And I feel like HBO Max, if there's one streaming service that could challenge Disney Plus, I actually don't believe it's Netflix as much as it would be HBO Max. I think HBO Max is just hitting, like they're just hitting the surface, barely just pricking the surface of what its capability is. I think it just needs a few hit shows, and that buddy's going to take off, and it might surpass Disney Plus. I do believe that. But again, that's me as a DC fan, hoping that a lot of these DC series take off and are the next big thing. But, we'll just have to see. But if I had to guess, I would say, if you wanted to talk about long-term projections, if things stay the way they are, which I don't believe they will, I would say actually HBO Max is probably running neck and neck with Disney Plus. That's my view of it. And I'll say, and the reason why I say that is because Disney Plus is going to always draw controversy because of Disney. Disney's just naturally that way. Again, the Gina Carano mess is just one instance of where that they could really stop their growth. As much, I won't go so far as say that it's going to bring their subscriber count so low or just completely destroy it as a whole. I don't believe it's going to do that. I do believe, though, that it will halt their growth, where that these projections that they're making aren't going to be as great as what they think they're going to be. That's my view on it. But let me know if y'all are excited. Which streaming service do y'all prefer? I'm really excited about HBO Max. I really am. I think HBO Max, they're coming out with that new Constantine show on there. They've got a lot of that Gotham City PD and all that other kind of shows that they're going to be putting on there. A lot of DC related content. They're going to be mixing a little bit with CW, and having shows on CW airing, and then on HBO Max airing alongside it. I feel like that's going to be a game changer in a lot of different ways, because that's going to draw in this huge audience base. But we'll just have to see. I mean, I'm excited about it. I actually think Netflix is maybe a little bit in trouble. Although I will say, if there's one show that could literally carry Netflix, I believe it's The Umbrella Academy. I feel like that is a show that is only going to continue getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Fan base is going to grow. I mean, you can just go to these, fan pages on Facebook and just see which series people are more excited about. And right now it's The Mandalorian and The Umbrella Academy. Like, those are the two big series that are going places. I believe The Mandalorian has a ceiling that it can hit. I don't believe it's going to be the next big thing. I don't think it's going to hit record highs or anything along those lines. I think it's a decent show. Do I believe it's as good as what The Umbrella Academy is? Probably not. I feel like The Umbrella Academy has a higher ceiling, but it also has a lower bottom. I feel like anytime when you're talking about Star Wars in general, there's only so far Star Wars can fall, even in a bad series. Like, I don't think that every single one of these Disney Plus series, when it comes to Star Wars, are going to be hits. I believe that there's going to be some hits and misses, but that doesn't mean that necessarily any of those shows will get canceled simply because of bad ratings. I don't believe that'll happen. I believe Star Wars fans are always going to be like Star Wars fans, and they're always going to support Star Wars. We can moan and complain about how bad Disney Star Wars has been, but again, we pay money to see it. So, you know what? I do believe The Mandalorian will take a little bit of a hit next year without Gina Carano. I believe people are very serious when they say that they're not going to watch it. But I believe that that's still a small minority compared to that will actually watch it, adding on new fans as it goes and grows in popularity. So we'll just have to see. But if I had to pick, I would say Disney Plus, HBO Max, and then maybe a Netflix, but only if The Umbrella Academy continues to grow, which I do actually believe it will, and gets a larger and larger fan base. But we'll just have to see. There's going to be other streaming services out there by 2026, so we'll just have to see if there's even any of this even exists by 2026. I mean, everything changes in a year. So, I mean, I don't see how they can project something from 5 years down the road. But that's just my view on it. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and y'all take care.